I just got done working for this office that I've been working for so many times now. Anyway, I'm heading to hot yoga now, and I bought some batteries, AA batteries, and my favorite multi-purpose spray, which is LA's Totally Awesome, that takes off scuff marks like a dream.
Fuck.
I have this little piece of drywall. This is the cardboard side. I'm gonna put 2 screws on one side without drilling into the freaking thingamabobber. Like as if you were to, you know, hang something. Hang a shelf. You'd use screws. Like that. If you just got your first drill and you're trying to figure out how to hang something, you want to get a drywall anchor, which is those plastic little plug things, and you want to align it with a drill bit, which are these in different sizes, and you want to get one like slightly smaller than the plastic drywall anchor, and you're going to use that drill bit to make the hole and then tap the drywall anchor in with a little hammer. Let's say I'm going to hang a shelf and it's going to require 2 screws and it's going to be just on drywall. It's not going to hit studs. So I'm going to drill a hole first with a 7/64 drill bit, which is the smallest one I have because I keep breaking the sizes smaller than that. So I would take that. Let's say we're doing a drywall anchor for the screws that I just showed you. So usually if you're like doing it for a shelf, it comes with its own screws and drywall anchors, so you don't have to match them. But if you have so many like I do, let's say I'll like grab one, grab the screw, see if it'll fit. Like tight enough but not too tight, okay? Because you don't want to put the drywall anchor into the drywall and then the screw is too thick, and then it'll start to grab, and sometimes it'll start to bend or start to spin with the drywall anchor, and you can't tighten the screw into the drywall anchor. So with this size drywall anchor, I believe a 1/4 inch drill bit is the size that usually the instructions will say, but I usually use one that is one size smaller than that, which is 7/32, and I will use the drill bit of that size. See if it'll go in kind of by hand, maybe halfway. If it doesn't, then I'll kind of make the hole bigger like this. Because sometimes a 1/4 inch drill bit is a little too big for these drywall plugs. So once the first little tip of it goes in, then I will use my mini hammer and hammer it in, like so. Get the Phillips bit, get your screw, put it in there, kind of start it off, and then drill. And you'll see on the other side where the drywall anchor is splitting, that's when you know that the drywall anchor is not going to pop out of the wall once you hang something, because it's expanded. You know what I mean? It's not foolproof. It's always more secure to screw the screw into a piece of wood, aka a stud, rather than where there's nothing and you have to use these plastic plugs. But sometimes you want to put your shelf where it's not there. Okay, now you're moving out. So you're removing your screws off of the wall. And you also need to remove these plastic plugs. So what I usually do is grab my trusty $1.50 needle nose pliers, and I'll grab, like, if you have drywall anchors that doesn't have a lip like this, they're easier to just poke it in and let it fall into the wall instead of trying to dig it out, because you usually can't use these over and over again anyway. But the ones with the lip is great because when you're screwing the screw in, the drywall anchor won't fall in. But if for maintenance, when you pull these out, you have to pull it out rather than just pushing. Like, as a visual, I have drywall anchors that do not have the lip. See? So if I use something like this, if I'm moving out and I need to patch up the wall, I'll just push this in. Okay, so needle nose pliers, grab one side of the lip, just kind of twist, and it should pop right out. Sometimes if that hole that you made is really, really tight, and everything sounds so sexual, and the drywall anchor is too tight in there, and then it just keeps ripping because it's just a piece of plastic, then you will, you know, have to continue to use this, squeeze it in there, try to get as many bits of it as possible. Sometimes you get all of the lip off and you just got to push the rest of it in, and then you can remove it that way. So now you have drywall that's kind of like tearing at the sides. Here we are. Just grab my highest grit that's on this sponge, which is 120 grit sandpaper, and I sand it down. And it should be pretty flat, but it just kind of like feathers out a little bit. Grabbing a box knife, or box cutter, and just taking out whatever is lifting in the drywall. And then I'm going to sand it again. To see if it's flat. Because what I want is when I put the drywall compound in there, the mud will lay flat. So what I'm gonna do is something like this. I'm gonna try two methods. One method, I'm going to use professional spackling. Or is this professional? Premium spackling. I'm gonna fill one, pre-fill with this premium spackling, and I'm gonna just feather out the ends. You can still kind of see the color of the cardboard, which I don't like, but it is what it is. Okay, and then with this other hole, I'm gonna go straight into it with joint compound. I actually fill this container up with the dust control one that I purchased because I don't want to carry a big ass bucket with me. Okay, so once I fill it up, I think I'm gonna scrape it off and see what happens. So you can definitely see the ring of the cardboard, whereas this one I try to cover it as much as I can. So I'm gonna let this sit for like 30 minutes and I will be back. It's been, I don't know, 40 minutes, 45 minutes. This is pretty much completely hardened, but you know, I did it over the cardboard, so it needs to be sanded. And then this one, it kind of just sunk in, needs more time to dry, and then another layer to completely cover the cardboard part before you can put texture and paint it. Just did another layer of the joint compound just to cover all the cardboard color. Nothing new on this. I'm just gonna sand it down. There's a little bit of, you can kind of see the ring from the cardboard color. So I'm cooking dinner. It's been almost an hour and it was still kind of wet looking, so I blow dried it. This is the 2 layers of joint compound. This is 2 layers of spackling. So now, while my Kelby is cooking, I'm going to sand it down with 120 grit for the joint compound. Oh no, it was so wet. It scraped off a lot. So that looks like that, and that looks like that. Blow dried it, I sanded it down. You can't really tell, but they're both completely flat. This needed a lot more sanding because it was thicker. The cardboard colors are showing, but I think that after I put the texture on and paint it, it won't really show. This in half to try out 2 different techniques of the texture. Same spray bottle, just 2 different techniques. This crack. I'm gonna fuck up this whole thing. Do the other end. Oh yeah, I think I'm supposed to cut the cardboard side. Ah! Got it! The texture spray that I'm using is this one. I'm gonna shake it really good. Shake it for, I don't know, it's 8:13 right now. Shake it for 2 minutes. And my friend that works for Habitat, she was like, I think the texture's not coming out right because it was bubbling last time, had air bubbles in it. She's like, you need to shake it more. Okay, 8:15. This much? Where was that? This is after 10 minutes. It's too droopy. I already wiped it off because the big dollops that I have were bubbling, or like there was air pockets. Just got back. I'm done for the day. I haven't billed my 9 o'clock client or my 1 o'clock client yet, but I got Sugar is panting like crazy for some reason. I changed foods for him last night at freaking 3 a.m. Oh, Purple, come here. Okay, I'm back. We are back, actually. Sugar had intense diarrhea. He did like a long smear, or like bubbles and bubbles, the bubble guts. So I tried to wipe it off the pavement with the doggy bag as much as I could. But anyway, it is what it is. I wanted to talk about, do you guys know those slippers, rubber slippers you can get at the ABC store in Hawaii? Or actually, I don't know where they would sell it, not the ABC store. And I don't even know what brand it was called. Was it Aloha's? It's not expensive. I remember growing up, they were like $1 a pair and they would last forever. But you would like sweat in it, so once you take them off, before you go into the water at the beach, there would be like a black grime where you sweated. Or maybe it was just me, I don't know. And then because of the sweat on black rubber slippers, your feet will always get dirty even though you're wearing slippers and not touching the floor. But anyway, I got these for Amazon Prime Day from Roxy. I forgot how much these were. I don't think they were like, maybe like at most 20 bucks. Is that some kind of fish focus? What's it doing? It's fine.
Down, yeah. I've been feeling so down, yeah. Can you tell me why? Can you tell me why I'm down, yeah. No friends of mine around.